If I said you were GM, you could start your team with any running back besides you.
Oh,
Who are you going to start with?
besides me, any running back who's ever played. Um, wow, I would probably go with Jim Brown. I would go with Jim Brown.
Well, I know your dad loved Jim Brown, but I don't know how Jim would do in today's game. Would Jim Brown be Derrick Henry?
I think he'd be Derrick Henry. Honestly, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I can't
You
imagine
know,
tackling Derrick Henry, Barry.
oh, I know. That's why I'm glad. I'm glad. I stopped playing cornerback. Moved to running back. Trying to tackle guys. No, but Derek, I think he's the closest thing to Jim Brown. You look at what he's done the last couple of years. Phenomenal year this year, going over 2,000 yards. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it again. It'd be kind of cool to see the first guy able to do it twice. I've said this before. I think outside of Mahomes and maybe Rodgers, he's probably been the most dominant player in the game. So yeah, he's been phenomenal. But yeah, I guess I would go with Jim because I think he probably dominated the game. He dominated the game like no other running back did or has when he played, and so got to give the nod to Mr. Brown. My dad taught me well.
Oh, I remember that. Gosh, he used to remind you all the time about you're no Jim Brown.
Hey, look, I mean, and to me, that's still a compliment, especially coming from my dad.
It wasn't really it was a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, coming from my dad, that's like one of the nicest things he's ever said to me. So,
Why do you think he was so tough on you?
I don't know that he was tough as much as just in his mind, he would say he was just preparing me and just honest. That's how he felt. I mean, but the funny thing about the Jim Brown thing is that really all my life, long before I was like high school or college or any kind of Heisman Trophy, any of that, he just loved talking about Jim Brown. Just because I was interested in certain running backs when I was growing up, and that would give him the motivation to just start talking about Jim Brown and how great he was and how none of the current running backs could stand up to Jim Brown. So he was just so I don't even know if it was about the fact that I ended up being a running back, just other than or just he loved Jim Brown and that was his guy. So that's kind of how that was.